Hey guys, you're watching one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Mini City. I ended up doing all of the paintings down the side of the highway here, apart from the ones that we really can't do. Now, I did have another idea about it though. In this spot, behind here is the oak wood face, yeah, the log face. So I definitely wanted the painting on that side. However, what I think we can do is if I put the painting on this side, I could retexture this, the top of this log, to look like that texture, and then it would go around the corner. I think that would work if we get it the right orientation, obviously, otherwise the lines would be up. I'm pretty happy with it. There are some spots that we can't do anything about. For example, this spot is just how it's textured. It's just how it is. This spot I can't do anything because it's the top half of a slab, and I can't put a painting on the top half of a slab, obviously. You have to... it has to be on a full block. Any other sort of problematic places? Not really. I mean, yeah, you know, like here and stuff, but we knew that that was the limitation with doing it this method anyway. But I'm very, very happy. The only thing that I haven't done is actually put the stands underneath it, put the feet underneath it. Maybe that would be a good idea. We'll do that one and that one. We'll do that one and that one. I think it makes it looks so much better when it's actually got stuff to stand under, doesn't it? And like that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Today, I want to try something that could work really well or could not look good at all. And it's the multi-story car park. I want to do two things. I want to do the multi-story car park, and I'd really like to do the factories, or not the factories, the like... buildings that we have, the B&Q buildings and stuff like that in the middle here. We've got 3 blocks to do that, and I think it could look really cool. Now, the multi-story car park, I was thinking if we just we could use any block for this, so let's use coal ore, for example. Now, multi-story car park is made up of 3 levels, and in the real city world, you can see through. If you got in line with the multi-story car park, you'd be able to see all the way through it. Now, that's sort of possible to do by retexturing the block. We just make certain parts of it transparent, and we can see all the way through the block, because it would be the same on all 4 sides. There is a downside, though, to it, and that's that the inside of the block has no texture, which means if you look through it, you would see it would be invisible almost all the way through, because the back side of a texture cannot be seen. Also, we can't make individual floors. Like, I couldn't make 3 levels of car parks, because that's just not how Minecraft works. It's not how the textures are put together. But I want to try it with a transparent thing. It might work, or it might look really, really bad. I just don't know. What we'll do now is we'll grab, not bedrock. Let's grab, like, just any real block. I don't care what it is. Netherrack, that'll do. Netherrack we'll have as the warehouses. That's what they're called. The warehouses down the side here. And I think that's going to set us up quite nicely this episode. Look at it already come on. It's a lot easier than doing it on in full scale, that's for sure. I shall be back. I shall be going to Photoshop. Okay? Alright, we're in Photoshop. I've loaded up coal ore and I've made it all grey. This is actually a couple of hours after where I left that last cut for you guys. For you it's instant, but for me it's been a couple of hours since, so I'm just trying to catch up to where I was or what I was doing. I've loaded up a couple of videos of mine to give some reference of our multi-story car park and of the warehouses, the B&Q, the pets at home, whatever shops in the background. And then I've got a calculator, because our multi-story car park consists of 4 floors. The bottom floor, there's 2 middle floors, and then a top floor. But then there's also the air gaps between. Now, we have a texture pack of 32 by 32, so we're going to want to put 32 in here for sure. And then I want to divide it up into 1, 2, which is the bottom floor, which is the what part we can see and what part we want to be invisible. So that's 1 bottom part and invisible part. Second floor, an invisible part. Third floor, an invisible part. And top floor. Not top floor and invisible part, because we want the top floor to actually have a car park above it. So we want to do 32 divided by 7. Oops. 32 divided by 7 equals 4.5 pixels between each one. Well, I reckon we can probably get away with doing 4 pixels or 5 pixels for the solid part, and then like 4 pixels for the invisible part. Let's give it a go. So let's just like test out on the side here for the moment, and we're not going to be able to do that, oops, because it's locked. There we go. So we're going to leave 5 blocks, destroy 4 of them, make that pencil again. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4 5. Perfect. So the grey bits are going to be where the wall to the car parks are, and then these gaps in the middle are going to be invisible. Now, like I said, this isn't going to work exactly how some of you are going to be thinking in your head. We're going to be able to see through the entire block through these gaps. I myself have no idea if this is going to work well or not. I truly haven't got a clue. But what we do want to do is actually add a little bit to the left and the right. Otherwise, it's going to be like 3 floating platforms. So we're going to have those back like that. I think you can start to see where this is sort of heading. Let's get some darker, very much darker, and do a little bit of shading. I want it very much darker for those parts, and the same for these parts. That one, that one, that one. I want a lot of contrast on this, like that one. I think I probably want to retexture most of this stuff lighter as well. Doesn't really, or darker, I mean, not lighter. If we do something like this. Yeah, okay, so we make those darker and that darker, and then I make the top one darker and the bottom one darker of each one, and I think that's pretty close to how this is. You know, the middle part of each one is white. I know it's very small, but the middle part of each section is a little bit lighter. So I think this is probably going to be the best way for us to do it. Like that. Now, that works great, apart from we're going to have no top. This is actually going to be on the top as well. So that's not going to work. We're going to have to find some sort of wool block that we haven't used. I don't think that we've got a wool yet, do we? Carpet that looks like a car park? No. So we need to get one that looks like a car park. I'll probably use orange wool. That sounds like a good one. So we shall close that. We need to open up wool. We want orange wool. Bang, there's orange wool. And we make this into the car park look. Now, I already have a car park block, don't I? What did I make the car park block out of before? Because I'll just use the same polished andesite. And polished. Oh, a smooth. They're not called yeah, it's not called polished andesite in the game files. It's called stone andesite smooth. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just grab that. Go to wool, orange again. It's a lot easier to close down the wool or close down the block before opening up. It's just, believe me, it just is sometimes. And I think we'll just keep it like that. I mean, I could rotate them, but it's going to be the same. I suppose I could. Like, no, there is no point. No, we leave it like that. So, wool, orange, save. Now, at the moment, we've actually got 2 of the same type of car park blocks now. So what I'm going to do is I'll actually remove the polished andesite car park block and replace them all with the orange ones wherever we've got them in the ground, because there's no point having 2 blocks with the same texture. That is a complete waste. Let's now bring up netherrack, which is the netherrack. When it says, do you want to save, and I always say no, don't worry, it's not me losing the content, it's asking me if I want to. That's nether brick. I want netherrack. There we go. It's not me losing the content, it's just asking me if I want to save the Photoshop version of it, not the PNG version that we use for Minecraft. So, for the netherrack, we want to do this building. Now, I think it's going to be the same. If we're going to do this triangle, on top. It's going to look a little bit weird because obviously we can't actually go above the block. But I do want to do it, so we'll just have to make like a top of it a little bit more grey or something like that. But I do want that in. We can only fit 3 in, like a yellow, a blue, and an orange. But we're going to have 3 separate blocks in order to do that. And I think we've got the blocks to be able to do that. We've got one back from polished andesite already. So, it's a pretty simple shape for us to do. I think we start off, let's start off with the yellow one. We'll make a new layer. Let's start off with the yellow one itself. So we'll grab a nice just off bright yellow. You don't want it like painfully eye-wateringly bright. And we find the middle point, which I think is about that from my gazing on my eyes. And we want to come down here a decent amount because the building is a lot taller than you may think. So I think we've come to about here, and we want to thicken this up. We really want to accentuate how thick these parts are. So I think we're going to make these really as thick as we possibly can, because the building's a lot taller than what it is in the real city. It's a lot wider than it is taller. In the mini city, every building is the same width as it is high, apart from anything like cake blocks and the unique ones like that. Now what we want to do is we want to make this top part that would normally be invisible on the main world, but we're going to have to make it grey instead. If we made it invisible, it just wouldn't work. I promise you it would not work. If you don't believe me, because I get a lot of comments saying, why don't you just make the triangle top and make the rest of the block invisible? Go and try it. Open up Photoshop or GIMP or, I don't know, Microsoft. The new Microsoft Paint, I think, has got a transparent layer system now. Open it up. Do what you think will work. And then load it up into Photoshop. Load it back up into Minecraft. I guarantee you it will not look how you think it was going to look. Believe me. The way that transparency works and the way that blocks work in Minecraft makes it very difficult to do the kind of things that you think would be really, really easy to do. Now, we're going to do a sign in the middle here. We're not going to put anything on it, like that we haven't got anything on it in the real city. It's just a yellow section. And then we've got the brick part to do in front. So we want to have the bricks in Minecraft are almost a pink. I think, you see if I bring this over, see how they're like almost a pinky block? They're pretty close to being a pinky block. So I think that's about right. And we want a brick column down here. I will make the backside. The nether brick color isn't too far off what I want, really. But we have the 2 pillars that come down in front. They also come, above as well as like little chimney tops. I might make them thicker. 3 blocks, I think, looks a lot better. Like that. They also have them on the back, but we don't need to worry about that. We're going to make a darker top for these. And I think we'll do a little bit of accenting on those as well. We might as well do that now while I'm here. Shoom. Shoom. Always bottom and right. Keep all the shadows in the same place then. And then we'll grab our pink back again. Pink. Make it a little bit darker to go around the side. Oops. I think that's probably a pretty good darkness level. Let's have them across the top of that as well. Looks like it actually goes through it then. And then we want to dress up the middle here. Oh yeah, we've got the door. Door's pretty important. We'll make that black. It's a nice wide door. We're going to make it as tall as I possibly can as well to try and utilize the space that we've got available. I'll put a couple like this as well because I think we have some like small windows beside it. I want to get some lighter pink to go above here. I think I'll go 2 blocks probably. And then use the darker one to go around the bottom. Again, this is going to be the same on the side and the back. There's nothing that we can do about that. We cannot change that part of it. And then I'm almost happy with like the nether brick color at the back. It's actually not that far off, but I think it would be better if we changed it ourselves. We changed it to a more brick color. Do we want to do like the spotted effect? Some of you guys really liked that when I was building the houses a few episodes ago, or a couple of episodes ago, and some of you really didn't like it. You didn't like the checkered or like random pixeled brick idea. I really like it. I was surprised actually because Me and you usually have very similar things on what we like and what we dislike, but you guys really didn't like that, so I shall have to do something about that. We shall, or think about it a little bit more in the future. We want to have the tops and left of these lighter colours. It's just going to make the pillars stand out a little bit more, and I am going to have to do something in there that's too much light pink or too much dull pink. I think we'll do my random brick effect. I like it. I think it's the best way, the best option that we have, in order to make these look more like bricks and not like a solid plasticky texture almost, isn't it? If you leave it blank, it looks very, very plasticky. We just get some different coloured pinks, darker, some lighter, relatively close to the original background colour though. You don't want to go too far off it and make it contrast too much. And I think we'll get one more. I think more on the red scale maybe would be a good one. That's like exactly the colour that I had before. That's not different enough. Yeah, exactly like that. A little bit more on the red scale for some darker bricks. Trying to keep this random, trying not to think about where I'm placing them too much. Like that. Okay, let's get some lighter and darker yellow. Yellow, that's not quite yellow. Darker yellow to go underneath. Oops. Underneath and up the side. One thing I don't like about Photoshop is that there's only one undo. You can't undo twice in Photoshop. Like you can only go back one mistake. And that's always driven me nuts. Maybe there's something that I'm missing. Maybe there's something that I'm not quite doing right. Maybe there's another combination. But like if I do edit, undo, redo, and let's step backwards, Control Alt Z. Okay, there we go. I have found the solution to my problem. And we'll put a little bit of lighter on top as well. This always helps. This is always something you should 100% do. Like that. And like that. So there's one. Save. Now we need 2 other blocks for this, actually. We need... Replace? We need... we've got 3 spaces on the city world for this. 1, 2, 3. So we can get 3 different colours. So what other ones do we have? If I do nether... We've got netherrack, which is one that we just used. Nether brick I can change up to have that one. And was there another one? Nether wart block, red nether brick, and red nether brick. There we go. So we've got 3 different ones. And then all we got to do is grab that, copy it, and pull up. We want red nether brick was one. We're going to paste that in here, and then we're just going to change up the colour and on this one to like a green or a blue or whatever, and then do the same on normal nether brick. So I'm going to do that, and I should be back. By the way, this is what it looks like with no texture pack on. I know you guys are ever so interested whenever I do anything with texture packs. You're always like, take the texture pack off. See what it looks like with no textures on. Oh, there you go. At the moment, it looks like this. I don't think that the car park is gonna work. I've just read something while researching into this kind of thing. Yes, look. Now, where these parts are white, these were actually transparent. We actually made these transparent, didn't we, in Photoshop? Now, when we put it into the game, it doesn't actually make it see-through. It actually makes it white, which is really quite strange. I totally don't understand that, because we can change the textures of glass blocks. Glass. We've done it before. We've made parts transparent that we want to have transparent, and we've had some parts solid like that we want solid. And yet here, like this could have been a window. Unless we make this block into a glass block. Aha! That might get around the problem. Oh, and check this out. There we go. There's how that looks pretty funny, man. I made a yellow one, a green one, and a blue one. Carpet. We want this one on top. Yeah, look at that. That works really well, actually. Why does it go sideways? And then upside down? Netherrack has different rotations? Like it should be, like it is with every other block. Look, see how the blue one, blue one, blue one, green one, green one. These blocks all point the same way. Netherrack, it's like they face a different down, 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 down. Up, left, down, up, right, down, left. Up, up, up. So if we place it on the side, it... Oh, hang on. It's where you place it, look. So some of them are up, 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 ups, and some of them are width. So if I could probably... If I put it there, that's an up there and a down there. It's an up there, a down there. No! Wow, but it's an up, up, up here. Wow, and there's nothing that I can do about that. No. Oh, that's hilarious. Who knew? Okay, let me work on this then. I shall change this over into a glass block of some type. And I shall just take out the yellow one and transfer it over to another block, okay? I'll be back. Okay, while I was away, I also found out about another sort of, not problem, but not quite efficient use that we were using. We were using the netherrack, nether brick, and red nether brick for those 3 buildings when those blocks have a stair, fence, and slab equivalent, which obviously for us is actually quite important. We want to really utilize and use those kind of blocks efficiently because we're very limited on those shaped blocks. We've got loads of square blocks, but we don't have too many oddly shaped ones, so we need to save those and use them when they're important to us. So I just retextured them back. I just retextured red to like a reddy pink, nether brick to like a purpley pink, and netherrack to like a light one. I actually really like the 3 colors. It would make a really nice nether. Like if you went into the nether, that would look beautiful in there. So I retextured those to clay blocks. So we've got light one, bubble one, and blue one. And now they all face in the same direction, upwards. We don't get no yellow one facing some weird direction that makes no sense. I also retextured the polished andesite to just a clear grey block now. So what we're going to have to do is anywhere that we had the car parks, we're going to have to change up to orange wool again, which isn't really too much of a problem. It was just these ones. Why is that grass? These ones up here. I don't know why there was a hole there. Unless maybe an Enderman took it. No, it hasn't been night on here. I don't know. Anyway, so we've got car park there. Is that all of the car parks? Oh no, there's a little one here that was... That's where the garage is, isn't it? Yeah, that's where the garage is. I don't know why there's a car park. Oh yeah, and then one here. Boom. Okay, so I think that's all of the car parks that we had so far. So I think I've replaced them all. And then the pièce de résistance is I did change the car park to look like a glass block now. And you might think, AJ, that doesn't work at all. I think it does. I think all we've got to do is replace that block with that one. Then put it on top. That's not the one. Pane. No. Glass. Then put it on top. See, that already looks better. And then get the carpet variation of this to go on top of that. And I think, to me, that looks a lot better. Now, I know you can't see each individual floor. I did mention that at the beginning of the episode, did I not? And I did say that we were going to not be able to see, like, the backside of these walls. You know, like this line right here, I can't see from the backside. That's a real shame. I really wish Minecraft did mirror the textures on the back side of blocks, like on the internal ones. I suppose it might cause some like render issues because it's technically like rendering twice as many textures as it would otherwise be. I don't exactly know. I'm not exactly a coder, am I? So I can't say too much. I don't know. If you guys like it, then we'll keep it. If not, we can always go back to the coal ore one and fill those in with black. If you fill them in with black, it would work just as well, and put the car park texture, car park carpet on the top like that. I don't know, maybe I prefer that better already. I really don't know. If we filled those middle parts in as black, or with like a little bit of yellow as some lights or something like that, I think that could work. I really do. On this, I think we're pretty much done with these, apart from I would like to texture up the grey, shade up the grey a little bit. I think that would improve it a whole lot. But yeah, that's where we're going to leave this episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode. Would it look good if we had 2 of them? I think that's better. I think 2 of them's better. Okay,